Thanks to everyone for tuning in again. We have a Para64 model. This time it's of the latest BMW M3, which I think came out in 2020. The M3 does date back to 1886, so this would be the 6th generation of M3. Let's see here. Anything else here? It's in Isle of Man green. Interesting. Isle of Man has this crazy motorcycle race. It might be the most insane form of racing I've ever seen on television. You should try to watch it one day. It's just a bunch of suicidal motorcyclists really running around an island on the public roads. Okay, so this box here, pretty good, but still. Oh, well, it's because it's taped together. Okay. So this latest generation of M3 has a 3-liter twin turbocharged inline 6. And it's making between 470 to 500 horsepower depending on which one you get, and it starts at around 70,000 US dollars, which seems kind of expensive. And it's also the first M3 that will have an option of all-wheel drive. So the 0 to 60 is between 3.6 to 4 seconds, again depending on which engine you get, and then top speed would be 155 to 180 miles per hour. Okay, so that one's just coming from Motor Trend or Car and Driver, one of those online magazines. Typical base here. Okay, let's get this stuff out. Looking at these photos, you know, the wheels are quite interesting on the photograph. I'm just not sure if they translate so well into such a small model. You know, it's really hard to do thin spokes on a plastic mold. And a mold that has to produce thousands of pieces. So, okay. Looking at the rest of the thing, interesting. It's a really polarizing styling choice here with that huge kidney grille. What do you guys think about it? Does it look cool or not? The rear end looks like a typical modern BMW. Okay. Alright. So this green here, this Isle of Man green, it is a metallic. It looks pretty nice. Pretty smooth paint job. It's pretty clear. Not much indication of orange peel. You know, it's not 100% perfect like a resin model, but at least the green is nice. But now I'm looking at the roof of this thing, and this black is not so nice. There's some sort of contamination going on in there. Almost like a human hair ended up there and got peeled off, and then I don't know, it's just not good. Okay, so now it has these wheels. They don't seem to translate so well. You know, maybe it's just also, it wasn't being helped by the fact that the tire I don't think was on perfectly well either. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these wheels on there. This might be one of those project cars where I swap with the wheels to some real alloys or something. Alright, but well, they do look like the photographs. Granted, they're not black and silver like the real photograph, but they do at least have the lug nut holes and stuff like that. Okay, so now here the door handles, you know, they're protruding. Unfortunately, there's not much indication of the sections that you put your fingers through. You know, it's like this thing should be a little thinner, and there should be a little more recess above and below it. This black vent area here looks pretty good. I don't know if it's a real vent on the real car. It might just be cosmetic. Whoa, okay. Do Paras have mirrors usually? I don't know, but this thing has a reflective sticker in it, so that's as good as it gets. You can see the reflection of my pick moving. So very impressive for the price point of this brand here. Very cool. What's this side skirt here? It's like just black paint. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that's just black paint. Okay, so the mirrors, yeah, they're molded pieces. Look how thin the stock is, so that's really nice. Very cool looking. Although it's kind of weird, you know, the photograph, these mirrors are black. But maybe that's the competition package or the regular one. Maybe they have color-coded mirrors on one of the versions of the M3. I actually prefer it to be color matched to the body myself. Okay, so yeah, what do you guys think of this? This huge, massive nose here. It almost looks like a pig snout or something. It might grow on me. I might even like it. It's just so aggressive. It's so tall, you know, it almost starts to remind me of like a Bentley or a roller, you know, with the super tall grill. Okay, and here we have a little texture. It's painted black. Okay, the headlights are, you know, clear lensed, of course. And it looks like there's some sort of molding behind it. So, yeah, it looks like there's some sort of, you know, light buckets back there. You see a little line there and a line there. All right. And then, is that, So, they molded in the depth of the vent here, but there's no black paint in there. But it looks dark, right? See, right from this angle, it looks dark, so I think it's pretty good. It looks pretty nice. Alright, and then there's a little black paint down here on this little chin spoiler area. Winglet or something. I don't know what you would call that. But there's the BMW logo. Unfortunately, it's not centered well. Yeah, it should be over in that direction a little bit more. I don't know if that's a recessed area or what. It's interesting. I almost feel, I don't know if this is a decal either, or if it's actually printed. Not sure. Okay, so are these real vents on the real car? I don't know. I didn't pull up top views of this thing. Okay, but again, that paint does look nice. And then we got some wiper blades molded into the windshield down there. And although I can't tell if they're painted black, I think they're clear. See right there, it looks like it's clear. But you do have black printing on the back side of the black out of the window. Okay, I'm gonna guess this is a carbon fiber roof on the real car. And then we have the blackout again printed on, but this time on the outside of the side windows. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so the rear, yeah, we got the nice thick clear red lenses here. Although I don't really see much indication of any sort of light buckets there. But I'm okay with it. I like to see something on the license plate, so this is nice, you know? BMW M3, that's fine. Alright, the logo there. Can we read it, I wonder? Can we read the little BMW? No, we cannot. And it's really off at a bad angle. You know, this is supposed to be about 15 degrees that direction, counterclockwise. You know, the letters want to be horizontal. So, yeah, definitely not printed on so great. What is going on here? It's like glue residue. I'm gonna guess the taillight itself is using whatever this glue is. But I guess it's nice. Now we know that they're using like a gluey, they're all glues, but they're using like a silicone or some sort of rubbery type of glue. So I guess if you needed to maintain this, you know, you don't have to break the plastic. You can probably just remove that sticky glue and then re-glue it nice and easy. Alright, so again, we got the molded in vent details. No paint, but they're so deep that they look dark. So not bad. Unfortunately, these are pretty lame exhaust tips. You know, they're just blanked off plastic. Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to at least have a recess there so you could hit it with a silver marker or something. Okay, well, there's some more black paint running around the bottom of this rear apron here. It's nice that they're screwed together. That's fantastic. So if you want to do a wheel swap or paint the interior or whatever or fix your problem, you can. It's running slicks. I don't mind that so much because that's how I'm going to display it. I'm never going to really see the treads when it's displayed in my cabinet. Okay, and tires roll okay. There's a little friction going on in there. It's not like a Hot Wheels, but it does roll if that's important to you guys. What about this interior? I guess that's what we gotta look into now. So, trying to see if there's anything in that dashboard, but I don't think there is. No. But I'm okay with that. You know, Para64s they're premium models, but they're not, you know, the high end of premium models. They're kind of like in the same price bracket as like Mini GT, it seems. So, like Mini GT, I think they're a great brand. I mean, there's a lot of cool details going on here. Where they actually are better than Mini GT is the fact that they have the reflective stickers in the side mirrors. Mini GTs don't have any of that stuff going on. Neither of the brands have any brake systems, which is fine, because again, it's all relative to the price, right? Okay, so one thing I didn't talk about is this black wing here. It's just painted on. It's not a separate piece or anything like that. Okay. So yeah, it's a pretty cool model. I like it. I mean, I like the color. I think I actually like this pig snout. This is now the pig snout M3 for me. What else would it look like to you guys? To me, it looks like those Angry Birds pigs. You know, the pigs from Angry Birds games. Okay. Well, let's pull out the solar spinner. Let it go for a round. And I do have one other BMW, an Alpina from Mini GT. And this is actually based off of an M3. A lot of people think it's not, but if you go to Alpina's website, this actual body code is based off an M3. So again, these two models would be around the same price, but you can clearly see the reflective mirrors there in the Para64. But the Mini GT very often has those defroster lines, although I do have to say very often they're too thick, and I think they'd be better off without those defroster lines. Both brands have the plastic headlights and taillights. Both have the nice wheels, nice wheel details. Generally the bodies look appropriate. And Mini GTs also are screwed together. I think Mini GTs have metal bases, whereas the Para was that's a plastic base. But I mean, I don't roll these down Hot Wheels tracks, so weight doesn't matter to me. I actually prefer my models to be lighter, because if you drop them, they have a better chance of surviving. Okay, well, it's a cool looking, I like it. I really like it. I now like it. At first I thought it's an ugly car, but as you see in some of my other videos, I'm actually starting to collect ugly cars. But this one, I guess I just like it. I'm not even sure if I would call it ugly. It's just a new car, I guess. In 10 years, maybe I'll change my mind. Something about these wheels just don't really agree with me. They're mesh wheels, but not mesh wheels. They look like snowflakes or something. And I just don't associate snowflakes with muscular German vehicles. Maybe it's just me. But anyways, I have this brand of wheels here. It's called CM Model. These guys make full 1/64 scale cars. In particular, I think they made the Skyline Tribute vehicle that Inno64 also made. It's a red Skyline with a Liberty Walk body kit on it. But CM Model, I think, made the worst variation of it. So here's what the package looks like. I might be wrong, by the way, but anyways, here's some information. Okay, so let's take a look at what's inside here. So these are molded wheels. We got tires, we got axles, and then we got some disc brakes here. It seems like the brake systems are directional, so be mindful of that when you put it together. So here's the interior piece if you're curious. It's your typical, black molded interior, nice details, but no additional color again from Para64. So I noticed something with these wheels. The axles are not tight. They have the knurling, but they don't actually stay tight to the wheel. It's super loose. So you pretty much have to put in a dab of glue to actually keep the thing from falling off. So another thing is, that the brakes have a tab, and so that this tab is what keeps the brake in one stationary position like this while the wheel spins around it. So this Para64 was never designed for that, so I'm gonna have to actually file out a tab here, because when I drop in this wheel set here, hold on here, right, there's nothing where that tab can sit, because the bottom of the car is supposed to sit flush there. So I literally have to sand like a groove or something here so that tab cannot rotate. So look what I discovered. The tires are staggered, not only in width, but height. Hopefully you can tell, like, the front wheel is a smaller wheel than the rear wheel. You know, it's simply not going to work on this car. I'm pretty sure this brand was going for Hot Wheels. You know how Hot Wheels does their staggered rear tires, but here's a better view. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's try this new brand here. When I bought this on eBay or AliExpress, there was no brand associated. I just looked at the photo of the wheel, and it just so happened to come in this package. It's actually a pretty nice package. You know, it's a crystal box, so you can store some other stuff in this later. There's the blister, and then it's got the axles, and it's got tubes. Well, okay, I think it worked out for the best. I do like these a lot better than these things. The spokes are just too wide on this. It bothers me. Or the pattern itself, I'm not sure. But I do want to make a note that I figured out the tubing. It makes sense, the tubing. If you see how thick this axle is, that's a lot thicker than a Hot Wheels axle. So the axles that come with this are like Hot Wheels axles, but you can put the tubing on that thing to take up the slack inside of a different type of model like this. So this Para64 is running thicker axles than Hot Wheels, and so you just slide the tubing on and it makes it centered a little bit better. I also have to note that the end of the axles, like all these type of alloy wheels, you know, it's just a raw steel pin here. So hopefully you can see that. So for me, it looked a little weird, you know, to have that, even though it is metal. So I have this gold that matched pretty well, and I'll just show you. It's called Vallejo Paints makes this. Air Vallejo. It's weird that they don't really show their brand on here. That makes no sense, right? There, Acrylics Vallejo. But anyways, if you look up Vallejo Paints, and in this case, it's called Dorado Pulido or Polished Gold in game color. So that seems to match pretty well if you look at this, you know, now. I think the axles actually match close enough. I have two other gold colors, and this was the best one that I had. Alright then. Well, I don't know, it might not be for everyone to run gold wheels on a BMW M3, but for me, I'm okay with it. I like the fact that these wheels are actually alloy rims. Those are actual turned aluminum rims. And then the middle part is like photo etched gold piece, and it seems like there'd just be a blackout or painted black behind there, so there's no disc brake system. I think those wheels were only like $6 or $7 online, so I'm okay with it. I think they make the car look really nice. The diameter works pretty well as well. It might be slightly bigger diameter than the wheels that Para put on, so it looks like it's lowered a bit, you know, the tire's taking up the wheel well. Okay, so I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys around.